Hello guys, Collekta here again. This time around, let's have an in-depth look into some technicalities of a royalty agreement. The first one is basis of calculation. In a royalty agreement, percentages are utilized to bases such as net receipts, gross receipts, published price to a dealer PPD, retail price, and unit price. Net receipt is the amount collected by a record label after intermediaries have deducted their commissions. The second one, which is gross receipts, are the amount collected before third parties take a commission, which benefits the artist because a record label absolves any fees incurred by the third parties. Publisher price to a dealer, PPD, is an undisclosed wholesale price physical distributors charge retailers agreed by record labels under mutual agreement, where the actual price paid is economical. It is time and again used in the physical distribution setting. Retail price is the price retailers charge the consumer for a product predominantly in the physical setting. Unit rate is a specific amount paid per unit of a product. Note that different settings such as territories, which are countries, sales types being sync or licensing income, physical sales, digital sales, price groups and sources such as physical retail and digital platforms will impact royalties. The next technicality is reserves, which is when physical distributors arrange to have more stock sent to a retailer when a product is high in demand rather than the risk of a loss in sales because of a less stockpile. A clear example is the demand for vinyl lately. Retailers can rightfully return unsold products to a distributor for a refund. With that said, record labels will hold back a portion of the royalties to pay out in the future. Also note that reserves happen to only physical products. Deductions are the subtractions that affect the royalty rate in many ways within a contract and can be broad or specific depending on how the record label wants to recoup its advance. For example, a record label will set a deduction for digital sales within your country and deductions for packaging to cover breakages and the cost of packaging for shipping products. Escalations are simply negotiations skewed towards the success of a release in the future. That is, making a higher royalty rate demand if sales on your project exceeds a threshold, be it number of units sold, earnings, or a date in the future agreed on in writing. Cost recoupment is the record label making back its investment from an artist as an advance. It is done thoroughly from the artist's royalties or a fixed percentage of their earnings. Whatever approach is applied is subject to negotiations by the parties involved. In a scenario where the artist works with a producer, the royalties which the producer will earn is a flat fee per record completed or paid by the hour. Producers may earn a constant royalty share or have deductions in earnings from every recording. The percentage allocated and agreed on is between the record label, artist, and producer. If a record label covers all upfront costs, including the producer's input, that is, if the producer gets a share of the earnings for recording, it will typically come from the royalty share of the artist. The name is Collekta, and if this information has been helpful to you, share it with other creatives and follow this channel for more information on recorded music copyrights.